Buenos tardes, mis amigos. Lo siento. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry, I had to adjust my language there. This is the 10 questions, 10 musical questions write-off. Write-off? What am I talking about? The 10 musical questions vid-off. Can we call that like a tube-off? Is that like, can I make that a new expression now? We're going to have us a tube-off. And this is the 10 musical questions tube-off. Okay, that sounds weird. It sounds like some Russian terrorist or something. Tube off. And this is originally posted by, the 10 questions are originally by Holly, also known as Left of Center 7, which every time I see that name, Left of Center, I think of the Michelle Branch song, You Get Me. So, cool, huh? Number 1, the song that best describes you. Lonesome Loser by Little River Band. It's okay, he smiles and says, though this loneliness is driving him crazy. He don't show what goes on in his head, but if you watch really close, you'll see it all. Pretty much that entire song just describes me to a T. But if you don't like that one, there's always I Am a Rock by Simon and Garfunkel. That song describes me to a T as well. So it's pretty much a tie between those two. Number 2, the song that makes you happy. Plenty of these to go around. I couldn't possibly mention them all, but the first one that usually comes to mind when I hear this question is The Hooters, And We Danced. It's just so awesome. It's got to be the happiest song I've ever heard. Small Town by John Mellencamp is another one of those. Okay, number 3, a song that makes you sad and or cry. Boy, oh boy. You know, I pulled up a list of these, actually, that I made one time, a long time ago. And number 1 on that list for me has always been Sad to Belong by England Dan and John Ford Coley. It's really more just the words than anything, but the melody is really kind of lovely as well. It's kind of more of a lackadaisical song. It's not something you could sing on American Idol and get away with it, but it's just a really emotional kind of, whatever. Other songs that I think, other sad songs that I find really remarkable or songs that make me sad are Tomorrow Windy by Concrete Blonde. That one's really sad. The Background by Third Eye Blind. That song always got to me for a while. It doesn't anymore, but you know how it goes. Perfect by Alanis Morissette. Definitely. I've actually cried at that song before. Once I finally realized that the song was about her parents and not about her kids, like, duh. That's how stupid I am. Don't Let It End by Styx. Yeah, that song has depressed the living crap out of me. Skin by Rascal Flatts. Yeah, definitely. So that's pretty much all of them. Well, that's not all of them. There's others, but we're not going to get into that. Number 4, a song that makes you want to shake your booty. Boy, I just embarrassed myself. Okay, shaking my booty is not something that I am qualified in any way to even so much as admit that I could do, even if I could do it, which I can't. So, having said that, moving right along. The best song for me in that department is probably Two Step by the Dave Matthews Band. That song is just so rad. You would not believe it. Much Too Late for Goodbyes by Julian Lennon is another one. Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. Yeah, take me out. Oh, that song is incredible. Before and after the transition, they both have good beats. Pretty much everything that Franz Ferdinand has ever done has had a good beat, though, hasn't it? The Modern Way by Kaiser Chiefs is another one that comes to mind suddenly that I didn't even have on my list, but I just kind of thought about it. SOS, not by the Jailbait Girl, but by ABBA, or ABBA, I don't know how you say it. SOS by ABBA, that's a good one. Number 5, favorite concert experience. Well, this one's easy because I've really only been to one concert in my life. One concert by an MTV band. I've been to a few Vigilantes of Love concerts. They're like a Christian band based out of Georgia. And they've actually got a few CDs out. And I actually know someone who was like best friends with the lead singer, Chris McAndrew. He's so cool. But anyway, my favorite concert experience has been the one concert I've been to, which only cost me $10 to get into it, and it was at the 40 Watt in Athens, Georgia, and Better Than Ezra was playing. And of course, some of you may know Better Than Ezra. Obviously, they came out with Good back in '95, and then they had the second album, Friction Baby. Well, this concert was like right in their How Does Your Garden Grow days, just before that album came out, so they gave us a little preview of that album. But their performance overall was just amazing. They had great chemistry as a band. They were happy to be there. They were happy to be doing what they were doing. They were having the time of their lives. And they just did all kinds of funny stuff. They were hilarious. Number 6. A band, a singer, or a song that you were embarrassed to admit you like. 2 words, Air Supply. Number 7. Song you love to sing along to. Oh, yeah, there's quite a few of these. Number 1 on the list is Ants Marching by Dave Matthews Band. Every time that song comes on, I just have to sing along to it. It's like, it's so violent. It's like, he wakes up in the morning. And it's just, don't even get me started. Every time it comes on, I have to sing it. And I do sing it a lot better than that. If I ever auditioned for American Idol, I would definitely be singing that song at some point in the competition. Assuming that I got past the first couple of rounds anyway. Number 8, your current favorite song or CD. Well, that's changing all the time, but the song that's in my car right now is probably the best CD I've heard yet this year. The Stadium Arcadium by Red Hot Chili Peppers, which is actually 2 CDs. And my favorite song on it, aside from obviously Snow, is probably the best song on there. Well, I don't know, I guess that's debatable, but my favorite song on there is on the second disc. It's called Make You Feel Better. And the song pretty much does what its title implies that it does. Makes you feel better. It'll probably be a single and get played to high heaven, but oh well, if it does, it does. And you don't normally think of Red Hot Chili Peppers doing pop songs, but they're pretty good at it, I gotta tell you. Number 9, the longest you've ever had a song stuck in your head. Boy, my mouth is dry today. Probably about 3 weeks. Back when the Kaiser Chiefs first came out with Employment. This is like a rock CD by a rock band, but there's one song on there that's really mellow, and it's called You Can Have It All. And a lot of times at work, what I'll do, if I can't hear the music, is I'll deliberately start getting a song stuck in my head. I can just pretty much play any song I want to up here. So when I'm at work, I'll try to get a good song stuck in my head to keep me going, you know. And for 3 weeks, You Can Have It All by the Kaiser Chiefs was the song that kept me going. And I never got sick of it. I don't care how long I played that song in my head, I just never got sick of it. I didn't think I was ever going to. And when I finally did stop getting it stuck in my head, it wasn't because I got sick of it. It was just because it just passed, I guess. But it was no less than 3 weeks solid I got through the workday with that song stuck in my head. And even now, I still love it. So, and I don't want to blow it up and all, because then you're going to go download it and be disappointed. So, excuse me. Number 10, if you could date any musician, who and why? I would date, you know, this is tough because I don't really get crushes on music stars, but the one time that I did have a crush on a music star, it was Alanis Morissette, and I was in love with her mind, not her body. Yeah, I really mean that too. I mean, if I could date one, it would probably be Alanis Morissette, because I don't know if she's anything like she used to be, but I've always admired her, and I proposed to her on the internet. I haven't heard back yet, but you know, that was 4 years ago, so oh well. That's all for now. So thank you for the great questions, Holly, and thank you for inviting us to participate. And what was I going to say? Was that it? Oh, I guess that was it then. Alright, happy holidays, y'all.